Hey guys, welcome back to Northeastern CHAARG's YouTube channel. I'm Sam, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a vegan and gluten-free banana bread. Okay, so to start, we are going to need rolled oats. These are just gluten-free oats. You're also going to need 3 ripe bananas. You're also going to need some coconut oil, maple syrup, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and vanilla extract. And to make all of this, we're gonna need a little loaf pan, some measuring spoons and little teaspoons, a mixing bowl, a fork, and then also optional is some parchment paper. First thing I'm gonna do is mash my bananas. The riper the banana, the better, just because they'll be a little bit more mushy, but yellow bananas will do fine. So I'm gonna take my fork and then I'm just gonna mash all 3 bananas in here. Now that my bananas are all mashed up, I am now going to add in my melted coconut oil and just mix that up with the fork, just until it's a little bit combined. Next, I'm going to add in the rest of my wet ingredients. I'm going to add in my maple syrup. I usually do a little bit less than the recipe calls for, just because I don't like it as sweet, because I think it's already good. But you can add however much you want according to the recipe, little, more, whatever you want. And then I'm also going to add some vanilla extract. The recipe calls for a teaspoon, but I usually just measure it, like eyeball it. Then combine that as well. Finally, I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. This is the oat flour, baking powder, baking soda, and cinnamon. The oat flour is actually homemade, so I just blended up a bunch of oats in a blender, and then I made my own oat flour. You can also use gluten-free flour. It works just as well. I wouldn't recommend using almond flour just because almond flour is super fine, so it might just get a weird texture. And you can obviously use regular flour if you don't want it to be gluten-free as well. So I'm just gonna add this dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, just a little bit at a time, mixing and folding as I go around. Because this is gluten-free flour, you don't really over-mix or anything. I would just mix until it's combined at least. This is what it should look like after adding the dry ingredients and mixing it fully. Okay, and the last step is adding your chocolate chips. I am just using these dark chocolate chips from Enjoy Life, and these are vegan as well. You can use milk chocolate, you can use white chocolate if you want, you can not use chocolate chips if you want. I'm just gonna fold those in. And again, as much or as little as you want here. If you like a really chocolatey banana bread, add more. If you don't, add less. Just folding those in. Should look like this now. A nice brown color. And so now I've taken some parchment paper and I've just put that into my loaf pan so that it's easier to take out the banana bread once it's cooked. But again, that's totally optional. If you have like a non-stick pan, that works fine, or if you just want to spray it with some coconut oil, that also works. So just like this. And I'm just gonna pour my batter into my pan. Looks so good. I love this recipe, and every time I make it, the people I give it to always love the recipe. It's super easy, super quick, and usually most of the ingredients you already have at home. Oats is really easy to find and super affordable and gluten-free. While I think some people that do have celiac are allergic to oats, you can again also use gluten-free flour. It's just as well. Alright, make sure to get out every last drop, and then I'm just gonna spread that out a little bit just so it's even and it cooks evenly. Alright, so now this is ready for the oven. My oven has been preheated to 350. I'm just going to put it in for about 35 to 40 minutes. But honestly, just keep an eye on it. After 30 minutes, check on it. Just make sure to cook. So it's been about 45 minutes, and I just checked the bread by putting in a toothpick and pulling it out. And now I'm just gonna take it out and let it rest. One of my favorite things about this banana bread is that every time I make it, the whole apartment smells like banana bread and it feels so good. So yeah, I just put in a toothpick earlier. It also looks really golden brown. That's how you know it's kind of ready. And when you put the toothpick in, just like how you do with cakes, when you pull it out, it should be relatively clean. The banana bread does like cool a little bit and kind of still bake inside as it's cooling, so don't be too worried if it's a little bit unclean on the toothpick. But I'm just gonna let it cool for a couple minutes and then we'll slice into it. So now that it's cooled down a little bit, I'm just gonna take it out of the pan. And this is kind of the reason why I put the parchment paper, so I can just lift it out really easily. And there's less mess, so I don't have to, you know, try to pry it out with a knife or anything. So I'm just gonna pull it out and put it on a plate. Product. It looks so good, it smells so good, it's so moist, it's so fluffy. I'm so excited to eat it. If you guys make this banana bread, be sure to tag NEU CHAARG on Instagram and tag me, Sam with 2 M's in charge on Instagram as well. Comment down below if you guys make this, if you liked it, and I hope you guys have a great fall.